Good day, fellow crafters. Welcome back to Forget Me Not Card Company YouTube channel. I'm Tamara, the card creator. If you love handmade greeting cards, unique design ideas, and fun crafting tutorials, you're in the right place. In today's video, I'm bringing you along as I create my submission for Altenew's Educators Video Hop, where our theme challenge this month is Hue and You. But before we get started, click on the like and subscribe buttons, then click the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest tips and tricks. It helps more than you know. Also, this video hop is being sponsored by Altenew, who will be giving away gift cards to 7 lucky winners picked at random from the comments left below. So be sure to leave a positive one for your chance to win. My main focal image will be created using Altenew's Castle Garden stamp set. I will be using this larger stamp because I really like the details of the petals. To begin with, I took a piece of white cardstock that measured 5 by 6, and on the back, I applied some low-tack adhesive. Then, after placing an acrylic spacer into my MISTI stamping tool, I adhered the cardstock down. You can't tell from the video, but the blue paper underneath with my branding is actually laminated, so the low tack will peel right off. I next position the stamp where I want it, then close the lid of the MISTI and ensure the stamp adheres to it with some light pressure. I'm going to be working with embossing powder for the first stage of the process. So the next step is to add some anti-static powder to the white cardstock. I always make sure I go over the area I'm going to stamp a couple of times. Once that's completed, I use Versamark water ink to cover my stamp completely. I then stamp the image, applying even pressure as I do so. I like to make sure that I get everything covered, so I repeat this step at least 3 times every time. I next remove the white cardstock from the MISTI and set it aside. But just in case, I leave my stamp in place. You'll actually see how this helps me in just a few minutes. The next part is a bit difficult to see on camera as I'm using white embossing powder over clear ink on white paper. But just wait for the reveal. Once completely covered, I flick off the excess powder, then off-camera heat the powder to set. The inks I will be using today are crisp inks from Altenew, and the colors are ruby red, mustard yellow, and dusk. I start with ruby red and blend from the outside edge towards the center of each side. I did this on both sides so that I can make a purple as well. I then move to the mustard yellow and blend along the center of the left side into the red so to create a soft orange where they meet. I need a bit more hue of the red to show, so I went back and added just a bit more ruby red. I followed that up with a bit more mustard yellow to soften it all out. Next, I took out the dusk and blended the colors from the right, moving to the left. This allowed me to make both a soft green as well as a soft purple line to finish my rainbow effect. Now is when you will really see the beauty of the white embossing. I like to use a microfiber towel to lightly rub the excess ink off of the embossing, which is what I'm doing here. It also helps to soften everything up. Now here is why I left the stamp in place in my MISTI. Even though I thought I had everything well covered, I missed a small spot. So this allows me to easily reposition the panel and add more powder back where it was needed. You don't have to worry about getting any embossing powder on top of the already set powder. It will melt right on top of the old powder just fine. However, please make sure that your ink is thoroughly dry before doing this step. Using the basic plaid 3D embossing folder from Altenew, the next step was to create the background panel. Off camera, I trimmed a piece of white cardstock to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I next misted the back with water to soften the paper fibers, then ran the folder through my die cutting machine. Isn't that pattern gorgeous? For this card, I'm going to use the deboss side, and we're going to leave it covering my A2 card base completely. The next step was to cut out the focal image using the associated die set. Once I had it aligned properly, I ran it through the die cutting machine off camera. As you see, I purposely let the stamp overrun the edge of the paper. So now that it's cut out, I have a straight edge to align with the background panel. Turning now to the background panel, I'm going to add a splash of color using my Altenew metallic watercolors. I moistened the gold pigment with a bit of water. With a damp paintbrush, I gathered up some pigment and with the light tapping of the brush, splattered the background panel. I then set it aside to dry and turned to the sentiment. I decided to go with the simple hello sentiment from Altenew's Bold Greetings die set. Off camera, I cut it out twice, once in black and once in white to make the shadow. I adhered them both together with Bearly Art's liquid glue and set them aside to dry. The final stage was assembly. Off camera, I'd adhere the background panel to the card base. Then, I positioned my focal image where I wanted it and adhered it down with more liquid glue. Lastly, it was time to add the sentiment. I started to position it, but realized I wanted the card to have a bit more shine. So I misted it with a light coating of homemade shimmer spray. Then I positioned and adhered the sentiment into place. I love the look of the bold embossing powder on top of my soft colored background. As I tip the card, you will also make out the shimmer. The second card I'm showing was actually the first one that I made. I liked it so much that I duplicated the process for this video. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create with me today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more crafting tips, design ideas, and fun tutorials. Also, as a reminder, be sure to leave a comment below for your chance to be entered into Altenew's drawing for a gift card. For more chances to win, be sure to also hop along with other creators listed in the description box and leave a comment on their video as well. I hope to see you next time.